This is Karsa, KarsaKKWx. Karsa's my name, KKWx is my empire. Today we're playing a little bit of Waystone Mysteries with my friends here.
Friends?
Well, friends like you, who needs enemies? No, they're really cool people. So, if you do not know what Waystone Mysteries is, it is built in the 1920s, and they are currently going against a monster who causes fires. So, does anybody remember what happened last week?
Spent a lot of time walking around a hotel.
That's true. Very true.
That is basically the exact thing we did. We spent 3 hours walking around a hotel.
You did. And then you ended up saving a guy from his certain death.
Yeah, that happened.
Yeah, fighting another hot tarot card.
Mm-hmm.
To be fair, we got, what was it, 3 of them?
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got 3 of them.
So, I believe that you are back at the speakeasy, or at the headquarters. Were you wanting to do anything particular while you were there? I know Ashley was actually she was getting fingerprints and found out that Elle does not have any. So that was gonna be interesting there.
Nathaniel, if nobody else has anything, Nathaniel will walk in.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like I owe someone an apology.
Oh, the reporter. Got it.
Yes, I've been doing a bit of my own investigation, and I found that before each of the previous fires, around where the dead bodies are found, we also found a set of wooden tarot cards.
They had a package that was addressed from you, saying that you had the tarot cards. So now, or the tarot card rubbing. So now that's up to you guys, what you're gonna do with that.
There's definitely a connection.
Besides the case with the 3 that we have. Yes, we just got these. Probably less than about an hour, no more than half hour ago.
Interesting. Which are they?
Wasn't
the Fool, the Magician, the Hangman.
Fool, the Magician, and the Hangman.
The Magician is tied to Miss White, the Hangman is tied to Mr. Bleu, and the Fool is tied to a jumper that we have in the med bay right now.
Wait, how were you able to find those with Miss White and Mr. Blue? I wasn't able to find them.
Well, because they were in the weirdest spot possible. They were behind a mailbox at the hotel. Actually, Igor found them.
Igor just bows.
For reference, all the information you got from the episode previous was information you had gotten to us via setting up a folder before you went off to do something else.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. But
Igor!
we had to get going with it.
You said that Igor got it. Igor! Is Igor there?
Yes.
I'm not sure where we all are in this.
You're all in the same room.
We're in the secret room, the thirsty grad.
Secret room, yeah.
Oh, you know.
Yeah. So find out that he found the things. just turn to him like very happily. Igor!
Hmm?
That's Igor. That's tampering with evidence. Keep it up.
He'll just stutter out. Okay.
And then the fool was actually on the person who was about to die.
Why do we have a giant token for somebody?
That's a great question. I keep trying to shrink it, but it doesn't seem to let me.
Unless you have DM permissions, you can't change the size of tokens on this one.
I will change it. Give me a second.
Wait, you can see it too?
Yeah.
Oh wow, no, in universe. Like, wait, I look giant to you too? Dang, I thought I needed to lay off results.
Yeah. I mean, I'm pretty big too now, apparently.
Somebody's messing
Oh,
with
did
the
you
token
put something in
sizes.
my drink? It's awfully
How do we know
suspicious
you
that the
didn't
two of
put-
us are the only giants here.
How do we know you didn't put something in Igor's drink?
Okay.
Check it.
Of the two of us, who looks more like they experiment with strange and dangerous chemicals?
This is a trick question.
Francis notably turns away from the table.
What table? Why are you turning away from the table?
We're able to find the full. You were able to get someplace with there. Is there anything you guys actually would like to do? Why is that not allowing me to stop it? Okay. Anything else you would like to do at this point in time? I know one of you was going to be doing some research.
Vinny, Nathaniel, I do have something that would require your guys' particular connections. I have Mr. Blue's ID card. Can either tell me if this is fake? I'll hand you ID. Reverend Mr. Blue's name, as far as this ID is concerned, is in fact Jean Bleu.
I'm wrong. I already know that because of the long conversation I had with the
You would know that it is that Mr. Blue was his real name was not spelled with B-L-U-E.
It was spelled like blue cheese. He anagrammed his own name in the worst way possible. He swapped 2 letters.
Actually, that's what he did. So, you would know that. It wasn't that much of a stretch, but he was, his name was like a lot of people back then, they would change some words so that they'd sound proper in English that may have been in Swedish, would change the W's into V's.
I mean, it's, oh well, good, right.
A lot of people back then, because they couldn't understand what people were saying when they were coming out across the border, and they would sign from the ship at the Stanton Island or whatever. They would actually write down the names, but they wouldn't be said right. They wouldn't be written right. So that it could happen that way. But also, he just changed his name so that it sounded like Blue. Also, where is actually joins you guys after a while and says, "These are the weirdest fingerprints I've ever seen. They are not normal. I thought not having fingerprints was one thing, but these have like little, almost like suction cup fingertips.
Okay. File that piece of information away for a later date, I guess.
Yeah, I've never. Well, this was kind of a new idea that has been brought up. Yeah, it's been. They've done fingerprints for a while, for a while now, but not as readily until recently. And this is just weird. I don't know how do I find a person with these fingertips? They wouldn't be in any file.
Minor note, fingerprinting technology was invented over 40 years ago from the present date by Henry Falls. But more importantly, what were these fingerprints on again?
A small, like, kitchen tile that Elle brought up that had, like, a weird stain that apparently no matter how much you cleaned it, kept coming back.
Where did you get the tile from?
Miss White's penthouse.
Ah. Suction cup fingerprints.
Mm-hmm.
This could be the work of a deep one.
A what?
HP profile.
Oh come on, you can't fully believe that hogwash from Lovecraft.
Everybody turns to the flake.
The flake waves.
Finally, something you don't believe in?
Oh, I'm joking. I have all the works that he's presently put out.
Yeah, you should have read the unedited versions.
See, and here I had a little bit of help. I had a little bit of hope for you.
You really shouldn't do that. It's unhealthy.
I mean, Lovecraft might be an idiot, but he knows. Stumbled upon being correct in a couple of things.
Yeah, we were always wondering who was in the boy that let him know about our raid on Innsmouth.
I mean,
We killed a lot of witnesses to that. How he got out, we'll never know.
in fairness, you guys also did send a missile into the reef.
No, we dynamited the reef. And technically that wasn't us either, that was the Navy.
You still blew it up. To apparently limited success.
The usefulness for fingerprints for identification was first proposed by Henry Falls, a Scottish surgeon working in a Tokyo hospital. It would have been about 47 years before the present date.
Are you talking about this present date or 1920?
Well,
The year of our Lord, 1927! What else would I be talking about?
Ah, okay.
The
thank
present!
you. Thank
Also, who the hell is talking to me? Damn it, Igor!
Voice of the clouds.
I told you to stop putting things in my drinks!
He'll stutter out, "You seem to like them."
Sure enough. Hit me up again?
Anyway,
When was Alka-Seltzer invented?
slightly strange though. I'm
70s.
not
Damn it.
quite understanding. And this particular stain seems like it has a. Well, I'm kind of curious, but I think it might actually have a flammable material on it.
How would you
Who's
know that?
speaking, and what has the flammable material? What stain? Oh, the tile?
Yeah, the tile.
Well, there's a quick way to check it, but it would risk the tile.
That's kind of what I'm thinking is the danger part of it.
Wait, I have an idea.
Hmm.
Igor, may I borrow your shirt?
It won't fit you.
That's okay, I won't be wearing it.
I guess he'll literally take the shirt off his back and give it to him. Just be careful of the vials.
That's quite alright. Reaches into the pocket of the shirt, pulls out a handkerchief, tears the handkerchief in two.
If you needed an extra handkerchief, I've got like 5.
This is a
You
rocket
should've said
raccoon
something.
situation. Doesn't actually need the shirt.
Take one half the handkerchief and rub it on the tile, avoiding the fingerprint, but where the suspected, like, oily, flammable substance is.
Of course. All right.
Then, have someone hold one of the handkerchiefs, have a different person hold the other one, pull out a lighter, and borrow somebody else's lighter. If the one that was used to wipe up the substance burns faster, that means there was something flammable in it. Science!
Definitely. Makes sense to me. Anyway. All right. One moment. And she goes into the other room and finds the tile and takes that cloth and begins to rub it on a special spot on the tile. And she returns with it.
Alright. So, torn handkerchief, 2 halves of the same handkerchief, made of the same substance. They should, theoretically, burn at the same rate. If one burns faster than the other, that means there is an accelerant.
So you light the handkerchief, and the one burns three
Both of
times. Both of them? The one burns 3 times faster than the other.
The one that was wiped?
Yeah.
So this may be traditional arson, then.
Maybe. It could be. You could look into the history of the other fires. I believe you had said that you were going to.
Why, you? Is the mysterious voice addressing Nathaniel?
Yes, that would be the
That
one.
sounds like a dandy idea, mysterious voice.
Igor, you gotta really stop slipping mushrooms into his drinks.
It wasn't mushrooms, though.
Oh god. He's gone insane.
Anyone wish to join me at the library while I do more investigation of these fires?
I am going for a drink.
It was a white
I mean, that's
powder.
on the way.
Eh.
Stop giving people anthrax.
No.
Anthrax.
Damn it, how did you know it was anthrax?
There's a lot of
Well,
white
there you are
powder.
now.
There's a lot of white powders out there, man. Come on now.
Our
I'm
second
sorry,
voice joins the first.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I gotta double check. Have you rolled enough investigation points to know that that is in fact anthrax? I mean, was the guy piercing the packet a bit too obvious?
It's Igor. I just assume it's something really bad.
So, since you were gone, what had happened was that Ashley said to them that she found circular suction cup type fingerprints, and also there seems to be a flammable liquid on the tile.
slipping Neurocaine into his drink, into Nathaniel's drink.
Nice.
Well, you
Neural
guys
thing.
go.
Coke.
You guys, you guys go ahead and deal with your. You guys go and play with the books. I'm gonna go put my skills to use and actually talk to people.
That sounds like an amazing idea.
Onward!
Kate-
The voices
I mean-
command and I obey.
I mean, I would totally go and talk to people, but people tend to look at me like they want to punch me.
Your face does sound kind of punchable.
His face sounds punchable.
Looks punchable.
No, that's
I'm tired.
That's quite no. It's also accurate. That's also very accurate.
I mean, look at the reporter.
Maybe if you talk to two people and not at people, it might help.
A lot.
All right, Kate, are you still going to look into the tarot cards? Well, the meeting. I don't know. You said something about researching tarot. Really think you had a point, or you wasn't sure what your point was going to be yet. Crickets mean yes.
Wait, who are you addressing?
Cain.
I couldn't resist.
Okay.
Brendan, you
Is
there?
a Cain
Bueller?
in the building?
Oh, Nathaniel, you have a research buddy. There you go.
Just the wait. Who is it again?
Cain.
Okay. Just the three of us. Myself, Cain, and the voice.
Wasn't there four of you? Because there's two voices now.
Well, the second voice hasn't spoken in a while. You still there, second voice?
And
Looks
Igor
like he has
look at the
returned back to the ether from that which spawned it.
Igor look at
Or
the
this, or I'm starting to calm down. Igor, hit me up again.
He'll just dump some more powder in your drink.
Are you
Back
sure
in
you want to?
business. Let's go.
Are you sure you want to drink that? Because I'm the one that requires his stash for him.
My assumption was that we were in the hidden area. Because
I-
that's where
I
our
was-
minis are.
I was just want to double check.
I'm still waiting for the DM to say you take one harm from the poisonous concoctions I give you.
I mean, that'll happen in about 40 minutes. It's all going to diffuse into the bloodstream and build up, and then he's suddenly going to grab his chest, and oh my god, as his heart literally explodes.
Oh, I wish that were enough to get rid of me. Unfortunately, whoever still has my vital salts. You'll have to burn my body if you want to get rid of me that way. Oh wait, no.
I could
you, have to
just
dissolve, you have to dissolve my body fully in acid. Whatever you do, don't burn me.
Well, they burn your body to ash. They throw your ashes in the vat of acid, and that's round about when the government agent comes down and is like, "Get out of the way!" and like just shouts at the vat of acid, and then you just rise from it like the Toxic Avenger.
I am back. Sorry.
I missed you, second voice. Though I am now also starting to miss the first voice.
You are loony today.
Yeah, you should get spiked by Igor. With the stuff that Igor's been getting from Francis.
You know,
Oh, Igor. If I ever fully come down from this, I will shoot you.
If you ever fully confront that, you might die.
You're hooked. You're hooked now. As he holds up a shaking his hand with a bottle of powder.
Don't worry, he hasn't given him enough to get him to make it completely deadly yet.
I was just gonna leave.
all right.
Just
No.
throws up their hands like goddamn stupid monkeys and walks out.
Well,
No,
that's,
not even throw up their hand, just out the door, pinching the bridge of their nose. You know, my brothers and sisters weren't as insane as you, and they talked about genocide on the regular.
okay. L. Are you gonna be? Who are you gonna be talking to?
We are heading to the Midnight Garden to look into the management organization for Mr. Bleu.
Oh, okay.
And I'm gonna grab Vinny so I'm not alone in the scene.
Vinny is coming with.
He definitely gets that right in the mark.
I can at least save one person from the insanity happening in the conference room.
Mm.
This is as Vinny's on his way down. Nope, turn around.
It's just one of those time periods where to kind of feel beneficial that I'm understanding about 10% of what people are talking about in here.
I don't think they've said anything logical in the past 10 minutes. Passing Hayden. Hayden, I think there's a gas leak in the conference room.
Be
He
difficult to
just
check.
kind of heads up to the door, like sniffing at the air, like, I'm
Nah,
sure
you
it'll
wouldn't
be
smell
fine.
anything.
Just
Wouldn't smell
listen.
anything. They haven't started adding sulfur to natural gas yet.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Listen to
That's why he sniffed. Like, I can't smell anything. They'll be fine.
No, just listen to their conversation. You'll get it. After
He
5 minutes.
gives
Quarantine.
you the not sure if look from Fry, and then heads along to find out what insanity is going on.
Comes back literally 30 seconds. Oh, yep. Nope. You're right.
Yeah, he disappears. He immediately comes back doing the exact same nose bridge pinching that you were doing.
Yep.
Okay, that's it. We're going to have to incinerate the building.
Not
Head back
yet.
into his office. Yeah, just heads
Sorry,
back
I had
into
to-
the office.
I had to step away real quick. What did I miss?
Well, you're stuck in the research wing with Nathaniel.
I'm fine with that.
And the voices, don't leave them out.
Igor is also there, basically feeding Nathaniel's cocaine habit.
Francis is
They're
everybody's
feeding.
enemy at the moment.
Francis is there feeding Igor's stash to feed Nathaniel's cocaine habit.
Yeah, he just happens to have one pocket that's filled with an ungodly amount of coke.
He did.
And Kane's just watching it all. Just, oh dear, what the fuck?
Did you know, Francis? Did you know I did my I had a student teaching job in Columbia.
Fascinating.
Yeah,
You must
it's
have wanted to get the
canon
good
now.
stuff.
Yeah, it's canon now. For the past 5 years, you've been teaching in Colombia. So, smash cutting over to Midnight Garden, yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, okay. Yeah. So the Mercedes rolls up in front of the Midnight Garden. I'll look over at Vinny. So what's it like riding in a real car? Get up, get out.
This is weird. Where's the bumps in the road? Where's the random amounts of airflow going through the car at all times? Getting rain on you when it's getting water on you when it's raining.
That was
that-
just a
That's a car? Really? How? Son of a bitch.
We need to get you a better job.
You're not wrong.
Anyway, so the club here, I know for a fact that they've gone through the same talent agency, I guess,
Mm-hmm.
that Miss White used to hire Mr. Blue, that almost everybody uses to hire Mr. Blue. I figure we go in here, get their contact information, head over to see the talent agency.
Alright.
Because I'm thinking, fortunately, pursuing this from this the Miss White side of things is going to be much harder. If we can find anybody who was their friends, maybe they've been talking to somebody new recently.
Lead the way.
Like, and as they're entering, like, you notice that the doorman like knows who L is. L.
Does this make one of those like ritzy establishments, like where it's like a
Uh,
club or?
kind of not super high end, but it's a good night out. Let's put it that way.
Right. It's a fancy. It's
Yeah.
a fancy place, but it's not like a a tuxedo and like a grand
mean-
dress type of spot.
No, you can if you want,
Right.
but
You
I'll
wouldn't
continue.
look out of place.
Yeah, but I'll continue with their thought. So if just due to the lack of violent nature, it's unless this is actually being done mystically or magically or supernaturally, however you want to word that, which I'm actually starting to think it might be based on the jumper, then it's somebody that was there at the party already, and those type of things are usually invite only.
Mm-hmm. Maybe we can see if we can get our hands on a guest list.
Yes, unfortunately, we might have to approach Mr. White at some point. And I'm not looking forward to that particular conversation.
We can figure that out as we go on. At this point, let's see if we can get our hands on that invite. I guess a better question is, rephrased. Another question: who is in charge of the actual guest list themselves? Who is in charge of the invites?
Well, I know Miss White herself invited Mr. Bleu.
Correct. We don't know if she was the end-all be-all of the guests or was somebody else.
No, but it seems that Mr. White would throw these parties regularly, so it might. Fortunately, all signs are pointing to a conversation.
That's what it's sounding like. Let's go get a read of the place first, then we can go find out if we can get a meeting with Mr. White and maybe get some answers.
Unfortunately, that message is going to have to wait till the morning. I don't think any message I sent tonight is going to get to him.
Oh yeah, at the very least, it still gives us a moment to get a lay of the land per se. We can find out if there's any, because if this place is invite only, then I'm going to assume probably the same people are the ones that are invited all the time.
A few of them apparently he throws these things to cater to, I don't even know if investors should be worded that, but fuck it. Investors, people that are he's trying to get into business with,
Okay.
he's already in business with,
But that
probably
means
politicians.
there would be a lot of comments. What I mean by that is there would be a lot of common people that are there all the time. Maybe those will be our avenue in, at least starting looking around and finding out who's in common here, because maybe this give us an idea as far as maybe an in on some stuff that is happening during those time periods.
Yeah, well, another route to look at is the talent agency. Maybe they hire the same performers at the club.
What was the name of that talent agency again?
I never got one. I just know that the Midnight Garden uses them.
Okay, checking through the notes. What would be the actual name of the talent agency? Question to the DMs.
Star.
Oh, Star
Scout.
Scout. Okay, STAR Scout, correct?
Yeah.
Is it like a common known thing, or is it one of those like modern day you would hear the name of a talent agency unless you're in the business of entertainment, you have no fucking idea what we're talking about.
That.
Yeah, you'd probably not know them unless you're expressly looking for talent agencies. It'd be one of those places that you could walk past like 5 or 6 times and assume it to be like see, I'm not entirely sure exactly when all the formation was done, but like, scout,
Right.
like scout troops. You could walk past the door and see like the sign that just has like a star and then the word scouts, and you would think, oh, this is a scouts place. It's,
Okay, yeah.
this isn't a talent agency unless you actually went in.
Okay.
Like, as an investigator, you've probably heard the name a couple times or like seen it on ads or something like that.
Right, like
Yeah.
advertisements maybe, or pass by a place once or twice.
Yeah, it's definitely something you would have heard but not necessarily know much about. Just because unless you've expressly investigated something involving celebrities that would have ties to this, then Yeah.
All right. Well, with this Star Scouts place, at least that'll give us a secondary location to go to, or at least start digging up. We can dial information. They'll be able to tell us the address.
Yes, I was hoping more for a name than an address, but I'll take the address too.
At least it's a start.
Yep. Alright. Well, head inside, find the manager. And by find, I mean I go exactly to their office.
Yeah, you'll notice that like as Vinny follows along, who you expect would put the hand up to stop L, but instead of doing so, they just immediately move ropes or whatever, or they'll straight up open doors as L goes through. There's absolutely no intent to stop them. There's a couple of people that'll nod and hey L and such in passing, just various people that have seen them working around or just hanging out. So you're heading to see the manager, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, so you make your way there, and it comes across to Vinny like this is a complete secret place at the back of this in all the staff corridors. You walked into the back rooms, kind of thing. But El clearly knows where they're going, and you walk up, knock on the door, and immediately hear a yeah.
Oh,
Come in.
Yep, open the door.
There's a slightly older guy wearing a shirt with it's a good quality shirt, looks recently pressed. He has a bit of I've been in this job a little bit too long look. Wearing like a nice pair of trousers with a nice set of braces. And there's a jacket and hat stand and everything. There's a jacket on the hat stand, I should say, next to the door. And he's like, oh, El, come in, and motions to the seat. Who's your friend?
Oh, Vinny Finch. He's a private investigator. We're collaborating on a effort.
All right. Well, come in. Any friend of El's and all that? He expressly waits for you to come into where the rather nice desk in the middle of the room with a couple of chairs, and he motions to them. And as soon as you sit down, he'll reach over and shake your hand, and you'll give me a moment to find the name. Callan, which sounds kind of weird, but fair enough.
Oh, Callan. How's business tonight?
It's been nice and slow. It's quiet, and I like quiet.
Yeah, quiet doesn't make money though.
Well, you know what I mean. Like he gives you that nod, that knowing look of at least no one's getting their fingers broken and dragged out back.
Yeah. Well, I do have some unfortunate news. I don't know if you've heard yet, but the up and coming jazz musician, Mr. Bleu.
Yeah.
He is unfortunately passed away. So don't try reaching out to book him anymore.
Yeah, as you say that, he leans on one elbow, like starting to stroke the partial goatee that he's got that's got a lot more grey than it should. And as soon as you say that he's died, he immediately drops his hand, looks off to the side, and just goes, well, fuck.
He was supposed to die tonight, wasn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, he was supposed to be performing tonight. We were supposed to be making a shit ton of money, but oh well.
Well,
thank you for the update. I'll have to get someone else sharpish.
Yes, actually, speaking of that, we wanted to talk to Star Scouts.
While these guys are, sorry to interrupt, but while you guys are
go ahead.
talking here, I just want to do just real quick. While your L's leading the conversation, I'm watching the guys' mannerisms. Looking for the expressions that he has. Do they seem honest, or is there a hint of hidden motivation kind of thing? What I mean by that is okay, where I'm faking. I'm like, fuck, he's supposed to perform tonight. None of these problems, when in reality he knew about it, so he's just covering up the fact. That kind of thing.
Oh no, you get the impression that this is 100% legit. Like this guy is clearly he's looking at Elle as a friend. This is someone who he definitely is prepared to be on the level with because Elle has clearly assisted this place with a lot of stuff. Like that's basically why everyone essentially treats Elle as a straight up VIP. The moment walking in, like you weren't even mildly impeded by any security whatsoever. You know what I mean? Like this is like you know that scene in John Wick where he walks up to the security guard and gives him the night off. Like that's the kind of impression you get with this. Like they know who Elle is. They know Elle basically gets right away.
Yeah.
And you didn't even realize it, but there's a drink in your hand. You don't know when it happened or who did it, but it's there.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. I'm sorry.
He just kind of. Well, I mean, yeah, I'm gonna have to get a hold of them. So, I mean, yeah, you're welcome to have a chat with them as well. And he leans over to the desk, pulls out like an address book. Where's that? He's just flicking through furiously, looking for the S page. Alright, he just flicks through it for a moment and then comes through it. Here we go. Right. Where are we gonna get? Oh shit. Okay, no names are coming to mind, so fuck it, we'll see who they've got. So yeah, he reaches over, digs out this phone that he keeps it behind the desk on the floor, lifts up this phone it looks way too, it kind of looks like the super antique thing, like it's possibly one of the most expensive things that he owns, because it's not like just a regular phone, it's clearly fancy as hell. Lifts it up, gets the earpiece and starts dialing it. It's a rotary phone.
Operator.
Yeah, I'm looking for, and you could hear him like going through it. He mentions the name. Oh, could you put me through to Star?
Of course. One moment, please.
Uh-huh.
As you know, the switchboard has to be done. Okay.
Yep.
And they come in. This is Star.
Hey, yeah, I'm gonna need someone. This is Morris from what do they name this place? Midnight Garden. Morris from Midnight Garden. We're gonna need a replacement. You've heard of what happened with Bleu?
Only because it was in the paper.
You only found that out that way. What?
Yeah, we didn't get called.
All right. Well, I need a replacement for tonight because we were expecting him to be here, and like he kind of looks at his watch, like about 2 hours. So we need someone.
I'll see if I can get Coslow for you.
Yeah. Right. Also, I've got a friend here by the name of Elle. They would like to speak to you something about Mr. Bleu. So here you go. And he just kind of leans over and hands the receiver over to Elle.
Yes, we would like to set up a meeting with your senior staff about, well, one of your senior staff, about what happened with Mr. Bleu.
Yes.
Unfortunately, my dear, I don't think you have the answers I need.
No, I probably don't. I'll have to get, well, first I have to get Caslow, and then I will Pity. Yes, I'll get a hold of Mr. Damon Pity.
Well, it sounds like your offices are open right now, so we'll just stop by.
Sure. Gives the
Oh,
address.
That wasn't a request. That was a civil warning.
Oh yeah, this is one of these places that like you could probably walk up to their offices at 4 a.m. and someone's there.
Then, we'll hand the receiver back.
He
Oh,
takes it
God.
back. And
Sorry, you
just
gotta put up with.
that everything. All right. Yeah, it's like if you could send over someone, we need them in like 2 hours. You got like an hour 40 to get them here. All right. Thank you. And then just puts the phone down. Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Take
Sorry, you
care.
have to put up with.
All right.
Yeah,
So
go ahead.
Sorry, you're gonna have to put up with that hack Coslow, but
That's just the way these things go.
yeah.
I mean, he was up and coming. He was making us a lot of money when he showed up.
Then he got in his own head. But I don't know.
now Mr. Caslow is not very good at his job. I mean, he's not great. He's good, but he's not great. He doesn't get the numbers like you want.
Yeah, he's a backup plan. He's like Plan C.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But plan B, they need like at least 8 hours to contact because Plan B doesn't live in the city.
Yes. So Mr. Caslow is going to be easy to get there. He will get there to the Midnight Garden. However,
Well, I suppose
there's
if
going to
you-
be disappointment.
Well, you can try to make the money back on drinks. Offer a discount on like the first 1 or 2 drinks. By the time they get to the third, they won't remember that the discount doesn't apply anymore.
Yeah, that's probably what we're going to end up doing. I don't know. We'll probably have a couple extra girls out with the cigars and everything. But
Oh, yeah.
we have to deal with it.
Somebody gets too handsy, just leave me a message and educate them on etiquette.
Yeah, after the last couple of times, it's gotten less likely, which we really enjoy.
Alright. Oh, Callan, thank you for your time. Sorry we had to drop in like this for this particular.
Oh, don't worry about it. It's fine. I'm mildly annoyed that I wasn't made aware of this in the papers prior, because then at least I could have got my Plan B. But oh well.
Actually, who would have been Plan B?
He immediately whips out the book again, starts going through. Benson. We would have got Nick Benson out.
Now, Benson is actually a very decent player.
Yeah,
And
Benson's really good. Benson also brings in a lot of people interested in watching a woman playing the bass.
I actually do prefer her work to Mr. Blue. Mr. Blue is too experimental for me.
Yeah, I gotta be honest. I agree with you on that. Like he's clearly that kind of dude who likes a bit more traditional styles in music. But at the end of the day, people were really liking Blue, so
It's whatever
you
made
go,
money.
you go where the money is. Yeah.
Yep. Well,
Which is unfortunately all a major thing in that kind of world.
yep. Well, Callan, it's unfortunate that I do have to run. Vinny and I are going to go crash Star Scouts offices and ruin their night.
Yeah, he just kind of laughs at okay, well, fair enough. Thanks for dropping by and letting me know. And he goes for the over the table handshakes and everything again.
Yep.
And says, "Hey, Vinny, you're welcome here anytime. Any friend of ours."
Oh, definitely appreciate it, sir. Have yourself a wonderful night.
You too. And he just goes back to filling out, going through his paperwork and everything.
All right, let's bounce back to the insanity at the archives while we're driving over to Star Scout office. Gotta keep wanting to say
Alright.
Star Labs.
This even has seats. This is not. Your seats aren't even made out of wood. What is this? What is this stuff?
Yeah,
Me
you
and the
guys
other.
you guys go back to the car. He starts freaking out about how awesome this car is, and then we get a Star Wars wipe. Straight back to Francis is hanging from the ceiling on his own tie. Clearly, he did it himself because he's off his face on something. He's not dead. He's just hanging there, hanging out. Igor's busy downing sulfuric acid.
No,
Meanwhile,
he's
Jack's
tangled
standing
up
there
in
like,
the yard he brought.
No, Cain got irritated enough with him. He just like, nope. He grabs a
Yeah.
rope, ties him upside down.
oh, you know what's great there, right? You cut to that, you just see Francis hanging upside down from the rafters. Kane's using him for knife target practice. See how close he can get to shaving him with throwing knife. Jack standing there wondering how the beaker that Igor's drinking from hasn't melted yet because he knows what's in there.
I don't actually see that happening, but the imagery is so much fun. Okay, so
Nathaniel apparently still tripping balls.
we are going to head back to the
Oh, yeah,
archives.
he's having a very deep philosophical discussion with a Lovecraftian tentacle monster in the corner.
I say Nathaniel's been nose deep in books this entire time. He's trying to do the research the voices told him to.
Exactly. All right,
mean,
so
Nathaniel really hopes he wasn't just sent out of his way to do nothing and waste time.
Nah, Cain would be doing research too, but it's just he threatens.
we'll just say
But-
that
but yeah,
the
as
cinema
the
has
camera
decided
went.
that was a daydream that Cain had.
As the camera wipes and you see the tiles as the camera sweeps through, you notice that the entire library is dead silent. You expect to see, death and dismemberment everywhere, and then the camera just settles on every character just sitting around the table, nose into books, reading stuff,
Yes. So
furiously scribbling down notes in little notebooks at the side.
let's go and see what Nathaniel's research would bring.
Possibly investigate a mystery?
That would work.
Okay.
Alright, success. Interesting thing happened in London. In London, there is some history about during the time of because you brought this up to me, Hayden. There is actually some history that the fires were started from possibly pagans. And it does seem like it was done through ritual. Particularly at that time, the ritual was considered possibly something to bring London back to nature. So the pagans were taking over, trying to take over and destroy it.
Now, voice in my head, just to confirm, is it confirmed that this is what that this was the pagans doing and that's what they wanted, or was it blamed on the pagan?
It was blamed.
And that's what people assume.
It was blamed on the pagans.
Blamed on the pagans, and that's what people assumed. Okay, important distinction. All right then.
Yeah,
Who else is here in this room right now?
Hmm?
Sorry, go ahead.
Well, as you're reading through stuff, what you're finding is like various letters to family and insurance claims that were put in by businesses, and you're finding a lot of information that essentially says, oh well, it couldn't have started in my place because I keep all my things in ways, like the natural way that a lot of people lie to insurance companies. But you do see that there's a lot of mentions almost from everywhere talking about those damn pagans in the area, constantly complaining about how the the building work is destroying the local nature and everything. Like, essentially, if this was, 60 years later, you'd be sitting there scratching your head about these damn hippies. And of course, at the time, with a lot of the changes that were going on in England at that point, it seems a little bit more than just, oh, we'll just blame it on the pagans. It does look like a lot of people genuinely believe, from what you're reading, that these are not just, we'll point at them and blame it on them. It's we'll point at them because we know for a fact, we can't prove it, but we know that it's them doing it.
So to read my previous question, who all is in the room right now?
I believe Igor and Francis
Cain is
Igor,
too.
Francis,
and
and
Cain.
Cain.
So y'all
Yeah.
are.
Igor, Francis, Cain. I finished reading these books, and the voices revealed things to me.
Yeah,
The
you're still
London
tripping.
fire was apparently, possibly, caused by pagans. They'd been in the area complaining about buildings overrunning nature. It was believed at the time that they'd done it via some sort of ritual.
Hmm.
Intriguing. Go on.
That is all the voices have chosen to reveal to me. I await their next command.
I'm sorry, I just gotta say, I love the announcer voice. I really do.
I mean,
I can't help but laugh.
to be fair,
It's
most
actually
people
an
consider them-
intentional. It's actually an intentional affect that radio announcers would take because it carried much more clearly over the primitive radio technology at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So what you're saying is people didn't naturally sound like that back then.
No.
Obviously not.
Just people who wanted to sound clearly on the radio.
Only those that were important.
The important ones.
So, what were you going to say, Cain?
Well, I mean, in some areas where I've picked up hearing on it, pagans are considered witches.
Yeah?
So, doesn't actually really surprise me much.
Well, there's several possible explanations. It is possible that that there was some kind of pagan terrorist group that caused those fires in an attempt to try and reclaim nature. Although, I don't really understand how one fire in one city could reclaim the city to nature. Like, people would just come back and rebuild. Like,
Well, to
nothing
be
would really
fair-
be accomplished that much.
To be fair,
But how?
the Great Fire of London was not a fire. The Great Fire of London was about 20 fires all over a large area of London that burned the entire place to the ground.
Ah, hold on. Let me correct them.
Yeah, we
The
are
voice
talking
has spoken
a
once
sizable-
more. The great fire was not a single fire, but rather several separate fires that occurred near simultaneously, resulting in the near complete destruction of Londinium.
Yes, we knew the connections already. It's literally the same thing with the Great Chicago Fire. Except
Out of
it's supposedly
curiosity,
started in a barn.
Out of curiosity, you think you're spending too much time with Francis?
He
Considering
doesn't
you're
spend
hearing
much
the
time with me
voices?
at all. That's the funny part.
I've only started hearing the voices since Igor has been giving me the happy juice. Yeah, brother.
Dear
Hold on,
God.
class.
I think you're stronger. You might want to cut him off. He says,
Think-
looking at Cain.
You think
I mean,
I'm gonna?
I
cut
love this
something off?
now, but I assure you, when sober, I'm going to be absolutely livid.
Oh yeah, no, yeah, you'll hate yourself when you go sober, dude.
Oh no, I'm just going to shoot Igor. But again, that's when I sober up.
That is
See-
going in
That's
the
gonna be
memorable quotes.
yeah.
Well, at least he's honest about it.
Poor Igor.
I mean, yeah, you're happy now. Then you're just
Or
gonna be pissed off when you sober up. Oh well.
Igor dumps a little more of the happy juice in his drink when he's not looking.
Well, you gotta
know
keep
he's
it
gonna
moving.
hurt you, right?
Anything more to add, great voices?
Only if he
Well,
comes down from the high.
I'm curious what the crazy guy with his red string has been up to.
Largely reading, taking notes. Surprisingly, nothing crazy for once.
Hold on.
Because he's suddenly
One
not
of
the
the voices
craziest
wants
person
to
in the
know what
room.
you've been up to.
Surprisingly not being the craziest sounding person in the room.
So you're not doing anything.
Nope, watching the chaos that I have instigated.
Okay, so alright, so the flake
See,
is not doing anything.
Here's the thing. He's gonna shoot Igor, then he's gonna shoot you, and I'm not gonna stop him from shooting you.
Many have tried, many have succeeded, but none have succeeded in killing me.
I
Or
never say
have
anything
they?
but killing you.
They
Anyway,
simply haven't had an advanced success.
so then we'll go to Cain. What are you doing right now?
Doing more research into demonology and witchcraft.
Alright.
You have my book.
Yeah. He is specifically keeping it away from you because fuck you.
I literally brought the book here for you guys.
I know.
But you're not reading it. You just said you weren't.
Yeah, because I said I brought it here for them.
Alright, so far as that, let's go ahead and look
Well,
at
do
your...
you want a roll at all?
I do need a roll. And I'm trying to
Okay.
figure out what role to go...
Sharp again, like
Yeah.
an investigative
Yeah.
mystery.
Yeah.
I mean, we could possibly use the flexible alternative
Mm-hmm.
if none of the actual main ones
Which would be weird.
are ideal.
Weird might work if
It is not the highest out of it. Sharp is higher.
Maybe,
Well, I mean,
maybe,
this one
maybe you
actually
use
does
either
say-
one and you get different results based on which kind of roll.
yeah, that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah, I haven't fully read up on this flexible alternative. What it mentions in the character sheet is this is from Tome of Mysteries. When you investigate a mystery with your particular technique and skills, you roll plus sharp. 10 or higher, you get 2 general or 1 specific question, based on what you're investigating. 7 or 9, like it's
Right.
the same idea, but it's more for a general thing rather than here's a list of questions, pick 1 or 2.
Yeah. So we went with the alternative on this one to give you more
It-
information.
To be fair, you do have 2 holds listed for investigating
Oh, yeah.
mystery.
Mhm.
Because I did roll the. Do I want to use the holds or want to keep them?
It's up to you. I'm simply reminding you that you have them.
I will keep them for now.
Okay.
Fair enough.
I'll keep at least. If I fail it, I'll just use 1. If I don't, then I don't.
All right.
That mixed success, it works for me.
Alright.
Okay, so this would be under the flexible alternative.
Yes.
Keeper gets 1 general. Ask Keeper 1 general question.
Yeah, based on how you're investigating, they will tell you honestly and with reasonable detail what you discover.
Well, I mean, so far, I doubt I'm finding anything about the Arcana being mixed in with demonology other than witchcraft.
Yeah, unfortunately, when you're reading through for that, you're basically seeing a lot of the stuff referencing various different rituals and purposes for
So
different
if
cards.
I'm gonna do that,
It's very vague.
I'm gonna go more into more of the pagan style, like not traditional witchcraft, but like it's more the pagan witchcraft style.
Okay.
And like versus like what they were doing around like the the London Fire, the Chicago Fire type eras.
They just kind of looking for references to pagans in these areas.
Well, the type of rituals they were doing and all that kind of stuff.
Ah, well, I can definitely give you something for that. So, whilst you're looking through one of the books, you start noticing that there's specific phrasing to an order. But this order, there doesn't seem to be a name relating to it. It just seems to be called the order, or it's an order of some of the messages, like they'll reference druids specifically, or they'll mention just pagans in general. Some of them, in regards to the Chicago Fire, actually references an order of Wiccans. But the thing that you definitely notice is that every single time the word order is with a capital O. So they're not referring to this as it's just a random group. This
It is the
a-
order.
This is
of
a
something.
specific group. Yeah, you're definitely seeing there seems to be a reference to one set ideology here.
At least they're acting unified, mostly. Under one banner, I suppose you could call it that.
I mean, I will give you this 100% free. You get the impression that if all of these people were writing at the same time, today they would be referring to them as a specific cult.
Okay.
That this isn't a random series of events that just happen to mimic each other. This would definitely seem to be a cult with an intended purpose.
Now I just
And
gotta figure
judging
out
by
what
the
purpose
fact
it
that,
is.
well, judging by the fact that they appear to be attempting to burn down cities and return them to nature, that seems to be the general gist.
Huh. Well, I mean, I mean, I can understand why they're using fire then.
Fire is the easiest way to cleanse.
Exactly.
That and fires. Nature uses fire to cleanse itself all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But they're going more the occult route, which dealing with a demon or two in the past, not the best way to do about it.
Unfortunately, you cannot discern exactly which ritual because you did get a mixed success.
The fact is that I can always narrow it down
Mm-hmm.
later on.
Oh yeah, you've definitely got enough information that with just a couple extra pieces.
Yep.
You know,
and
you're
then that
literally
means
you're sitting there with the jigsaw pieces. You've got like 50 set. You've only got like 10 left.
it means now that Cain sees that, he's gonna go look for books on pagan, druid, and did you say Wiccan earlier, by the way, Nav?
Yes.
Yes, you
Okay,
did.
he's gonna look up, try to find rituals based on those three.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Types.
As you go wandering through the bookshelves, you do come across a shelf that's marked with a little sticker that does say, you know, rituals.
Convenient.
You just find an entire shelf in relation to it. The only problem is there's about 40 separate books. And
Some bitch.
varying qualities. Some are relatively recent and well maintained. Others look like they might have been pulled out of a temple 50, 60 years ago.
Or
Uh,
longer.
Cain's gonna
At
grab
one point, you blink and you swear out of the corner of your eye you saw the Necrotelecomnicon.
the Necronomicon.
No, the Telenecronomicon.
Yeah.
Specifically, the phone book of the dead.
Government numbers.
What about the Cookbook of the Dead?
Oh, they've got the second version, but the last 3 chapters are missing, like the really
Damn.
evil parts.
Damn, those make the
As long
tastiest
as-
dishes.
They had one hell of a
As long as it's
cheesecake. in
Yeah, you cannot get the tentacle cheesecake.
Well, hold on. I've got the
Unfortunately,
Underworld
it's been lost
cookbook right
time.
here.
Oh shit, here we go.
It's written by Asmoran and Mordecai Dyson and Kuldakar.
Hey, see if it's got a pomegranate cheesecake in there.
I will straight up.
I'm going to take that.
I will straight up buy you a microphone or a headset if you can say that 10 times fast. Without
Asmoran and
messing
Mordecai
up.
Dyson and Kuldakar. Asmoran and Mordecai 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 Dyson and Kuldakar.
Six.
Asmoran and Mordecai Dyson and Kuldakar.
Seven.
Asmoran and Mordecai Dyson and Kuldakar.
Eight.
Asmoran and Mordecai Dyson and Kuldakar. Asmoran and Mordecai Dyson and Kuldakar. Asmoran and Mordecai Dyson and Kuldakar. Asmoran and Mordecai Dyson and Kuldakar.
I was just gonna
Hell,
say that
just like
10
how it's
times
pronounced.
fast.
God damn it. Okay, fine. I will send you, I will pay you to get a headset off Amazon.
What the hell did I just come back to?
We were talking about the writer, the famous
That was
writer of the
fucking
Underworld Cookbook, Asmoran and Mordecai Dyson and Kuldakar.
I'm sorry, who was that again?
Asmoran and Mordecai Dyson and Kuldakar.
Oh, okay. I thought that's what you were saying.
Hey, Kane's gonna pop his head back in. You know, he's got a killer pomegranate cheesecake. Before popping his head back out.
This is the first of me ever hearing about this, and that's amazing. I will literally do that.
What a fun little fact.
That was great.
Yeah, and the archives are now on fire. The entire building just burst into flames at how awesome that statement was.
Her
No,
name
just-
won't even fit. Her name won't even fit in the chat window without doubling over.
Wow.
No, Elle just heard that nonsense. Was like, oh, they're all corrupted.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
totally
As
fire.
you're driving along to Star, you can see in the distance as the buildings part. There's like this pillar of light that only you can see, and it's clearly evil. Like, oh well, that place is now damned for eternity. Oh well.
Who are we corrupted by?
Oh no, you're fine. You weren't in the building at the time.
Asmoran, the guys on the car.
Oh, never mind. Dead.
Oh well, that's everyone dies. Right, we best start up new characters.
Oh, damn.
Okay, let's get back to the real stuff. Anyway,
Right, yeah, no, Kane's gonna grab those books. He's gonna specifically grab one of the older books too,
Mm-hmm.
because, I mean, you always want to go for at least some of the older references.
Well, this is that thing. Like over time, like as you start putting out books and you start looking through stuff, like you will over time start to notice that there are, matching references to things
Yeah.
where, like, to a degree, you have to like nip off to another section in a library and grab like a couple books on language to double check meanings and such. But you're able to see that, like, oh, this this ye olde language here, which, by the way, if you've ever looked up ye olde English, look up Old English. That stuff
it's
will give you a head.
Before it and German split into different languages.
Cain
Yeah.
is also specifically. I don't know if this is gonna be available in the books, but I'm gonna specifically look up a sigil. See, as a side project, gonna be looking up a sigil or something that is specifically used to not exactly exorcise demons, but technically send them back to where they
Or like a banishment ritual.
yeah, like a
You
sigil
will?
that's meant for banishing.
okay. You will actually find one.
Good, because then now I get to etch them on the bullets.
Okay.
Fair enough. If you want to sit and etch some banishment rituals, I mean, you would essentially, like, you would know this as a monster hunter that you do kind of need to know a bit more than just a generic banishment ritual.
Yeah, but I mean, still, a good banishment ritual on a bullet's still gonna hurt like hell.
It's gonna
Well,
hurt, but it's
Because
not
it's
gonna
a bullet.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you know some general stuff. Like, if you look up the ancient Latin for back off, you spooky bitch, and you write it on the bullet in small enough writing, it might work.
Oh, let's that up now.
Translates into no, but the Latin translation for that is meh.
Yeah.
I mean, there are certain people, like, I don't know, a Catholic priest
No.
that might be able to help you with that. I mean, there's a possibility you could go there. After all, you could also go
Yeah.
there because he's kind of been taking care of some of the morgues.
He
Giving
also has
last
a hot
rites.
non-sidekick.
And has a definitely hot chick for a nun.
Cain just sighing is like, God damn it, I'm gonna have to visit the fucking church, aren't I?
Oh, are you going to see Father Ronaldo, O'Malley, O'Connell, O'Carroll, O'Reilly, O'Brien, O'Sullivan? Who also is a
that
Italian?
one.
Also, it's Italian.
The third.
No, that's not the name
Yeah,
of them.
that's the one.
That's not the name of them. You know what the
No,
name is. You want to know the
What?
name? Do you not know the name? We have the
I
name.
might.
Okay. It's
What's-
Father Theodore O'Malley
God
and
damn.
Sister Esther.
I feel like there's an in-joke here
I
that
barely
I'm
know her.
missing.
There is. It's something I came up for Nav.
Yeah.
Hellsinger Bridge.
Yeah, the simple thing is, we're literally picking the O'Malley part. Just because I couldn't be bothered writing the entire thing out. Plus, I actually don't want to have to sit there and try and say the tongue twister of his name every single time.
Yeah, so we're just going
Because
with
I will mess it up.
yes, we're
Wait,
just
wait.
going with Father O'Malley.
So it actually is Father O'Malley, one
Yeah.
of the characters that Robert Downey Jr. played in Tropic Thunder.
No.
No.
Unless his
This
first
is
name
my
happens
fucking
to
fault.
be...
What
unless
do
his...
you mean, you people?
first
What
I've
do
been
you
a
mean, you
bad,
people?
bad boy, Father.
Ah, yes, Raymond got it.
Well, I actually haven't seen that movie.
Why?
But, no, unless his first name happens to be Theodore.
It's never stated, so it could be.
I
Right,
mean, I played
because
on
I'm actually making a double reference with that, and I would be surprised if anyone that I haven't expressly told gets that joke.
I mean, the fact that Cain's gonna be fucking with the priest a little bit. Forgive me.
It's gonna be like out of an episode of Father Ted. Got it.
What?
Okay,
I
so
didn't
immediately as you say that,
rolled that way.
you take 17 damage as the bookshelf next to you just falls on top of you.
Oh, hey, fun.
Anyway,
Wait, how much harm kills you? Oh, 3.
I mean, less than 17, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I know. I know, that's the joke I'm making.
so, yeah, they could possibly know how to do a banishing.
Yeah, as you're looking through some of the
Exorcism
stuff, there's a random researcher coming through because they're still moving a lot of stuff. So the guy comes through with some books. As you glance across, you see he has a book on rituals, and you immediately yoink it out of the box.
So there is that. You could go there.
Yeah, I need to at least find a good banishing ritual, so fuck it. So, Cain's gonna make it a side project, go to the church soon.
I mean, to be fair, you could probably go now if you really want. But has anyone else got anything express they wanna do while we're at this scene, or
Not,
anyone want to do something?
You can
not
jump back to,
particularly.
Ellen, Vinny, while I guess Cain goes to the church.
Alright. So, Vinny. Let's go back to Vinny. And to Elle.
Yeah, I mean,
And-
you'll have a bit of time because, like, if you remember the graveyard that some of the characters went to in the previous arc, that is literally the church is right next to that graveyard.
Yeah, but that was the Lewis cemetery because Lewis decided to put their family cemetery there.
Yeah, and then it was taken over by the church.
Yep. So,
So whoever's heading that way can be heading that way, and we smash cut back to Elle and Vinny riding through town in Elle's super expensive, probably costs more than most people's houses, Mercedes.
Elle and Vinny. Elle and Vinny, you are heading to a place that is on the strip. There's in many of the old towns, they either had a circular type of main drive, like, or they had the strip, which is one long line of buildings used for commercial. And you would find it on the strip.
And speaking from experience, Massachusetts has both, usually in very close proximity.
So,
Okay. Take a look around. Once we get to the agency, like how big is it? A big building? Is it small? Like a little office?
it's a small office. You'd miss it if you walked by it.
Okay, so it's kind of like a one room, one door kind of a spot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it kind of looks like it was possibly a small, like, general store kind of thing that's basically been bought over and turned into an office.
Okay.
However, it is very close to the radio station.
Okay, I'm not worried about the radio station in a second. Let's deal with this first. When we're coming in, like, how many people are we seeing in the front room? Like, is it like a one person behind a desk? Is it?
You see one
See people
lady, rather older, probably about in her 40s, 50s.
She's in her 40s. God, may as well just be like already in the grave.
Excuse you.
No, this is actually a funny trope when you see it in different cultures. Like, if you look at in Japanese media,
Yeah.
a lot of times you will have someone who's 25 talking to someone who's 17, and they will refer to them as being super old.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway, so she's probably in her 40s, 50s, probably, just biding her time, waiting for until the time of it to close, or the person who was supposed to show up was to show up. Because this is, you're more in the evening, and the agency, while it's not always open all the time, it is around. And this lady is probably a secretary, probably even the secretary you listen to. There's a name tag out sitting on a desk, and the name tag is Tina Wilson. Right. Tina Wilson, executive secretary.
You definitely get the impression she's the only secretary.
Okay.
Probably.
Just judging on the fact that, like, when you walk in,
It's too small to have more than one secretary.
It's a relatively small place. Also, the buildings above are clearly apartments. So this kind of looks like it's, as I said, it's a kind of general store kind of front to it, with the very large, like, floor-to-ceiling windows that have mostly been papered over from the inside. And there's a star that's been painted on the window with Star Scouts written under it, and some little business information, what their phone number is, that kind of thing. And then when you walk in, you're into immediately a small office that, if you were to take a moment to think about it, you get the impression this is possibly a bedroom initially, because this kind of looks like this may have been an apartment at some point before they knocked down the walls and sort of reorientated things. as a general store, and then it got readjusted again into an office. As she's just sitting there with a typewriter, writing up some notes.
Mhm. Typing away. You can hear the type. Hello, gentlemen. Hello? Can I help you?
Yes, we just spoke on the phone. Told
Oh.
you I was coming by to talk, or we were coming by to talk to one of your senior staff.
Yes. You would like to speak with one? Don't mind. I will, just stay right. Be right here, and I will go back and see if he is available and ready. Because there's no phone yet in the office.
She slides back on an office chair about 3 feet, turns on the chair, and opens a door at the back and sort of looks in, and then closes the door. Mr.
Yep.
Holden will see you.
Yep. Mr. Holden will see you. Right this way, gentlemen.
Good. Follow.
All right. It's not very far. It's literally like 3 feet. And then you go back there and you will see it.
Yeah, and this office is clearly in contrast to what you might expect, considering they were dealing with Midnight Garden. This is a very plain setup. There's like filing cabinets along one wall. There's what looks like a payphone has actually been bolted to the wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the guy sitting there in a not even a chair on wheels. Like clearly the receptionist, she has the better quality chair. He's just sitting there leaning back in this kind of old looking armchair. Like, yeah, what can I do for you? She mentioned that you people were coming around. What's up?
We are investigating the fortunate demise of Mr. Bleu.
Oh, fuck. And as he says that, he dumps his head back. There's like a solid thunk against the headrest. The guy, he looks to be probably in his like late 20s at the absolute earliest, but you'd wager probably somewhere into the 30s. This definitely seems like a relatively recent kind of thing that's gotten, luckily, a few people who were suddenly really well wanted. I don't know if that's coming across.
Yeah, it does. This is a small outfit that is.
Yeah. They've suddenly come into having contracts with people who are kind of way above this guy's intended thing. He thought he would just be managing people doing like corner shows kind of thing, and then he ends up with practically international superstar on the books. He just leans back. Oh fuck, not again. Are you guys cops?
In the room while you're waiting for Mr. Holden.
I mean,
A radio that is playing a little bit of opera and orchestra performances. And they come back and they read the newspaper, the news of the day, talking about how Mr. Bleu has made an untimely demise.
And that we're not cops, because that's kind of what I was going to go with.
Well, we're not police, sir. Not by any means.
No. Look at my outfit. Do I look like a goddamn cop?
Okay, yeah. So when you say that, he kind of leans forward and he's you kind of notice that his hands are a little bit shaky as he's digging out a packet of cigarettes and brings out the lighter to light one. He just kind of looks at you for a moment. I suppose you'd look. What I've had like 8 cops in here up my ass, and he specifically lifts his arm up and like pats his bicep. Like I've had stuff so far up my ass today. What do you want? What do you want?
Sounds like you had a fun time.
No.
Oh,
I like you can clearly tell he's kind of pissed off the way that he's sparking the lighter, trying to get it to light.
Why is his last name Epstein?
Damn, we're just gonna hammer that joke home.
Well, talk about hitting the nail on the head.
You see, we're here on a more private investigation. We are looking into the death of Mr. Blue because we were asked to.
He finally
Really?
gets the thing lit. Takes like a way too long draw on the cigarette. Who asked you?
That you don't need to know.
Okay. Like his whole expression, like he clearly looks like he expects violence at any moment.
I mean, he can all he wants. L's.
Yeah. Oh yeah, like the fact that you've
Okay,
come in
shut
and been
calm.
incredibly calm, he's half expecting that you're like an assassin there to kill him for something.
Damn, this dude just went straight to the end. Like, there's a lot of times where L is, because Miss White died, or yeah, Josephine, that was her name, because Josephine White died in the same spot as Mr. Blue. L is kind of letting people's imaginations run wild that maybe Mr. White hired these people to do what the cops can't.
Oh yeah, well that's essentially what he's assuming.
And we're looking into who his manager might be, and so far we've run into you.
He kind of shakes his head a little bit, like not shaking his head, but he's kind of the side to side kind of head bounce. Like, I mean, yeah, I managed the stuff. I have some contacts with some clubs and the like. So yeah, like obviously they phone up looking for someone, and you know we've got them on the books. You can sort of see a slight like nervous tapping, and you can hear the fact that he's tapping his foot behind the desk. Is definitely nervous as hell.
Yeah, and I was specifically not using the calming voice thing they can do. I want this man nervous.
Hmm.
So, if you're his manager, you would know. Well, you would have probably the well, maybe not the best, but the best I can get a hold of right now. The best inkling on who his friends are. Were.
Friends.
Acquaintances, contacts. Who he talked to, hung out with.
He starts staring at the ashtray on his desk for a moment. It's clear he's trying to like parse through like what should he give. And
Mr. Holden, but before you answer, the truth is the only answer that you should give. Don't hide, misrepresent, or try to obscure any information.
Like as you start speaking to him, he kind of slowly pans his eyes up from the ashtray he was looking at, and then just kind of he basically then just like the equivalent of downing a drink. He just sucks away the last of the life of the cigarette, and puts it out. And then gets up, goes over to one of the entire wall covered in like 6 foot tall filing cabinets. Pulls out one of the drawers and starts looking through it, and you see there are a lot of files in here, though clearly a lot of them are empty. But there's as he's going through them, all he comes across to the right one, pulls out this insanely chunky folder, and just walks back over, dumps it on the desk. This is like everything we got on him, right? He's really private, or was really private. never spoke about like what did you say, acquaintances. He opens up the file, starts rifling through some of the paperwork, comes out with it like he had an apartment and such and such place, and like he holds out the piece of paper, and it's basically just, it mentions it's got the full name, where he lives, and there's some financial stuff. You can clearly see this guy was getting paid a ton for his shows. So clearly the mystery moniker of Mr. Blue was a major part of his thing and being very private. And then, like, of course, you've been around the city for a long time, as has Vinny. So both of you like immediately click. The address that's on this piece of paper is not anywhere like high class. He literally lives in the middle of a generic housing estate area, basically. It's just nothing but small 2-bedroom houses.
Yeah. I'll pull out
so
the
you
ID.
get that info.
I'll pull out the ID I got. Does all the information match?
Oh yeah, and it gives you some more stuff. And there's actually the picture is almost the same, but it clearly looks like it's about 15 years earlier. And like if you think about it, you may remember that this guy's name started becoming popular about 10 or so years back.
I'll put the ID away. And
As
I want to see Holden's reaction to me pulling out the ID, because the cops didn't have it.
He kind of glances at the ID and then immediately looks back at the folder. Like he's clearly doing that, holding out the piece of paper to you. Like, and do you take it?
Yeah.
He flinches when you take it. Almost as if he's expecting you to like immediately just grab it out of his hand, like give me that kind of thing.
Nope,
Like there's a clear flinch as he goes back to rifling through to see if there's anything else that you may want. And like for the most part, it's just like reports on places that he's performed, like how reviews essentially that he's gotten back from places that he'd been contracted out to, and like almost everything is just like, yeah, really great, sold the place out, all that kind of stuff. It's like glowing reviews essentially throughout this massive list of places that he's performed.
Out of character, why am I getting the feeling this man sold his soul to the devil?
Maybe.
I mean, maybe he did.
This is your like classic blues jazz musician went to a crossroads and was like, I want to be famous.
I mean, maybe that's what he did. I mean, to be fair, like you are literally a divine entity, so like you can definitely sell your soul in this universe. That is definitely something you can definitely do. I'm saying definitely a lot.
Yep.
That's definitely true.
Well, I'll head
For sure.
the piece of paper over to Betty, scan it, and I don't see a reason to take it with us.
Yeah, I mean, essentially, it basically just backs up everything.
Hand it back to him. Mr. Holden, I do have one question. I guess this is going to be more of a personal question.
He slowly stops rifling through, kind of tensing a little bit as he looks over to you in that very skittish way. He kind of has that deer in the headlights look.
Has anybody come, other than the cops, has anybody else come asking about Mr. Blue?
Yeah.
Who?
He didn't. I didn't get a name. Kind of dressed similar to you, bigger. Like he kind of gestures to like the shoulder width, as kind of looked like a mafia guy. And like as he says that, kind of looks like a mafia guy. He actually like brings his hands up to his mouth, as if he expressly wants to muffle what he's saying.
All right. At this point, we are going to use calming voice on him.
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Holden, it is becoming clear to me that somebody has come through here and has done more than just ask you questions. You have been skittish, nervous, and all around mousy around me. And the time when I went to take the piece of paper from your hand, you almost jumped out of your chair. And this qualifies as a couple seconds needed to activate a couple sentences needed to activate common voice.
As you're speaking, you can clearly see this guy has had a ton of tension, and it's like just slowly relaxing out of him. Like everything from like the way that he's breathing, just everything completely calms right down as you're saying this to him.
This man,
He's got that complete relaxation.
did he hurt you?
He kind of shakes his head. No, he was really intense. I mean, yeah, he made. I thought he was going to come in here with a Tommy gun and blow the place away. He just really wanted to know what we had in the files for him, and I mean, he was really annoyed when he didn't get much, but I mean, he got the same information I've given you. The file is the file. I mean, I don't know. Maybe he was into some illegal stuff or something, but nothing that we've got here. And like essentially, as he's describing this, like both your characters would definitely get the impression that chances are White totally sent like some kind of mafia heavy down to see if he could find stuff out. Like this is blatantly clear.
Yeah. Well, we're not going to share anything we've come across, any information we've come across in our investigation to you. So if he comes back, you know nothing new.
He just kind of looks, and as I say, the file is the file.
Yes.
Like I don't know anything about his private life.
This is me telling you, you know nothing new.
He just kind of looks at you like, yeah, and a sort of slow nod.
And this man, can you describe him? Other than being taller than me, that's not hard for most people.
He kind of shrugs like, yeah, fair enough. And he gives you the description of an older man, roughly about 6'2", 6'3", and like the bowler hat. Or straight up, you get the mental impression of like a character from Peaky Blinders or something. He's like generic mafia heavy.
All right. Well, Mr. Holden, I thank you for your time and for the information. If nothing else, you have just confirmed some information we've already had.
Okay, yeah. And he completely, like, obviously 100% the exact opposite of when you walked in. He's like, yeah, well, anytime. Thank you for your visit.
I would recommend maybe taking a few hours off to relax.
He kind of looks, opens his mouth for a moment, like he's trying to work out the wording, and then just like, I think that's a very good idea. I would definitely suggest that. Thank you very much.
Well, Vinny, unless you have anything else, any other questions?
No, sir.
All right. Get outside. Al will pull a cigarillo and light it. Well, things are getting more complicated.
So if a mafias or some heavy is coming in here to threaten him that heavy, the question is going to be one, who, and then two, why?
Well, I suppose my money is on Mr. White. He is also probably not happy that his only daughter and heiress died.
Possible.
In, as far as we can tell, a murder.
I can find out. I know a couple of guys from well, at least I know a guy way back when might be able to, at least I can find out if one of his guys was hired. He's kind of on the lower end of a society, if you get my drift.
Yes, I've dealt with them before. might be a better idea not to have me with when that goes, or when you go to talk to them.
Yeah, it'll just be a private thing. He always hangs out over. There's a restaurant over on 8th. You know, Annabelle's.
I know of it.
Yeah, it's just a small little, that small little joint where, yeah. That's where
Vinny,
he hangs out there all the time.
when I say I've had, when I know of that society, I've run into these mafia guys. And I've run into them pretty hard in the past.
Of that, I have no doubt.
So, I'd rather you not talk to them alone, especially if they're being hired out, but that is up to you.
He's one of the guys who owes me a favor from way back when.
Okay.
I helped him with a problem with his daughter, so he owes me a small favor.
Okay. But what do you say we go check out Mr. Blue's apartment? Wow, he's clearly not going to be using it.
Let's do it.
With Vinny going and dealing with his contact,
Have a good night, guys.
and we'll do that next week.
Yeah, that's fine. Elle will go raid the apartment by themselves.
Yeah. So you guys basically
We'll fuck
separate.
shit up with nobody holding them back.
All right.
Please. You guys are more likely to go loony than Elle does.
I mean, can you imagine what would happen if Elle and Cain get on the same page?
Not much. We keep doing what we're doing.
Yeah?
All right.
Well, when you get on the same page, both of the characters immediately look at each other and realize that they are nose to nose, and say, "Damn, this book's actually quite small."
They're nose to nose and they still aren't making eye contact.
Or we're on the same page. We look across the room at each other, going, "Who makes a book this big?"
Yeah, you realize there's a ream of paper that's just, it's got like a 1950s printer, because those now exist, and it is just printing miles and miles of one page,
What the
and
fuck?
it's the phone book.
Who the f- built this thing?
all right.
God damn it,
Francis just.
Francis, I'm blaming you.
Yeah, I was about to say Francis just starts casually whistling.
Uh-huh. All
Yeah,
right.
he does the "I am the most innocent person who has ever innocently innocenced," which clearly means he is actually the big bad. If you guys kill him now, you win the plot.
a
Okay,
minute.
so
Okay.
it's
He's being
Cain's
influenced by
turn.
the Necrogoblicon.
Cain, you're heading
Well,
over to St.
question
Thomas.
The question is, is anyone else going with Cain?
Yes. No one?
You know, I suppose I will, because this could be amusing.
Yeah, anyone else can insert themselves into this scene. You can all go as a group of 4, if you would like to.
You get to experience why Cain hates priests.
All 4 of you guys are heading over there. Yeah, you head over to the area. You pass by the actually rather nicely looking Lewis Cemetery. That, you know, obviously it's not all covered in mist and full of Lovecraftian monsters currently, so it actually looks quite nice. And there's a few gardeners around, like cleaning some stuff that's like overgrown. It's a constant work in progress. They start at one end and just keep going until they finish, and then you go back to the start.
Cain is going to, basically tell them what, like, the whole reason he's going. It's to get a banishment ritual, or get the knowledge on how to do a banishment ritual.
I don't understand for what.
No, demons.
Just a general demon banishing ritual?
Just a demon, or just a general banishment ritual in general.
Guys, you don't already know one as Monster Hunter.
I know a few specific ones, but I'm trying to see if I can find a catch-all. A basic catch-all. I mean, it's not going to be as effective as a specific one, but it'll still hurt them.
Well, in your research, you did come across a lot of overlapping parts, so it's not a difficult thing to make the assumption that there should be some kind of generic partial holding or whatever that you can do.
Yeah, hence why going to the church to get the information on how to do it, especially if I'm just able to shoot something and then say the ritual or say the words and it affect it. Because I still plan on doing the sigils on the bullets.
Definitely heading in the right place to get some of that information from the people who most likely have had that information for a long time.
Specifically, see if I can find an exorcist there, because that'll really point me in that right direction.
Can clearly see that at one point this building was likely a large manor house that's been converted. Because it kind of resembled the shape, and like as you walk up, there's two large heavy doors. The one of them is open, and you can see into the main hall. I don't know what the proper term is. I'm not looking it up, but you know where you've got all the pews and everything, and it's not a huge sprawling room, but it is big. It's one of those kind of, you know, it used to be a manor house, and of course it would have been filled with all kinds of random junk that people that have manor houses have to make themselves look cool. Except all of that has been cleaned out, and it's been set up as the main space of a church. With a little, there's a raised spot that you kind of get the impression when you look in the room that whoever had this house built, like 100 years ago or whatever, probably had a big piano sitting there at some point, or like it's some kind of display was there to like look at how amazing. Yeah, exactly, something like that. Currently, there is just a relatively small, oh my god, brain, think of the word. The thing you put a book on. Altar, yeah.
Altar?
There's an altar there.
Pedestal and altar.
Yeah, that word completely vacated my brain for a moment there. Yeah, so there's an altar there, and there's a couple people milling about. Like there's a guy with a broom just like sweeping up some dust in one corner.
Now, before you continue on, Cain, Igor, and Francis, you've been here before. No, I don't think Francis has been here before.
No, it wasn't Francis. It would have been me, Vinny, and
You've been in this
Igor.
area before, because this is where the cemetery is in the back. So there's a good possibility this used to be the Lewis house.
Yeah, Cain's just gonna sigh. I hate Catholic churches.
Well,
Yeah, I
we
mean,
don't
but
hate
to be
you.
fair, you can 100% make the assumption that this is likely the old Lewis Manor house, because the Lewis graveyard is literally in the grounds.
Yeah.
All right. So, how do you proceed?
Yeah, like you're outside the building. What are you guys doing currently?
Cain's just mentally preparing
Exactly where
himself for this crap.
You
Cain-
seem to be needing to psych yourself up, friend. Would you like some liquid courage?
I hate Catholics for a very specific reason.
Well, thank you.
Is it all the singing?
No, it's all the I'll just leave it at the childhood.
Feel a pinch in your leg as Igor has injected you with adrenaline.
Wait a minute.
Anyway,
Somehow he has got his hands on some adrenaline.
Does it really surprise you that he would?
so what do you do, Cain?
Cain's just gonna pinch bridge of his nose before walking in. He's going to specifically be looking for the local exorcist.
All right. Well, you walk in, you immediately see there's a big table marked with exorcisms, and there's a guy sitting behind it with a table full of exorcist stuff. You know, he's got the 100% on his list. And I was expecting someone to say something, and no one did. Damn.
Well, I've just got so many things I'm trying to decide which one to point out. Let's say,
Does he happen to have bayonets?
Oh yeah, he's got like 50 of them.
Bayonets for days?
He's got bayonets for days.
bayonets for days. All right. That's the route we're going. All right.
Wasn't that guy's name Anderson?
Yeah.
Yeah, Father Anderson.
Alexander Anderson,
Yeah.
the Judas Priest.
You mean like the band?
What band?
Painkillers?
Big band are you talking about? Voice?
Hellbent for Leather?
Oh, wait, the voices are
Electric Eye?
back! Yes! And we're in a
Breaking the law?
church. I'm not sure if that's a good or a bad sign.
Well, you know what they say. You talk to God, splendid. God talks back, get some help.
That coming from you, Flake, I don't think that's gonna go over very well, considering you probably need to go to mental hospital either way, so.
Hey, my hunches are usually right.
I mean, as
Hey,
soon
be
as you
fair.
walk in, like as soon as you walk in, like it's clear that the main entrance hall has been turned into the main. I don't know why, but my brain wants to use the word refractory, and I'm pretty sure that is so not the right word.
Like going to ask for the closest, or basically look for someone, ask where the nearest exorcist is. He's got a few questions.
Oh, is this you actually using a hold, or are you saying you go and speak to someone?
I'm going to go speak to someone.
Well, there is Father O'Malley there with next to a very beautiful nun. I'll show
Well,
you the pictures.
considering you're guiding us to that, I guess we'll go talk to
Yeah,
her.
yeah.
And
If you like, there's a guy walking along with a broom, as I say, like sweeping up along one of the walls, and you kind of tap him and ask him the question. He just basically points, "Oh, Father O'Malley's over there with Sister Esther. They're probably the best people to ask about any of that stuff, my guy." And just kind of gives you a thumbs up and goes back to sweeping.
That's Sister Esther. And Father O'Malley. So, there you go.
Yeah, and as you approach, you can hear them having their conversation. Just it's stuff about like, you know, he's mentioning that someone had asked him about, you know, someone was having some unpure thoughts, and they would like to speak to you later about stuff. You know, they're generally just having a conversation about the congregation, unpure thoughts, and the first suggestion is, yes, talk to the incredibly hot nun.
There she is. I'm taking this as a sign from God.
Yes, the flying spaghetti monster is clearly pointing its tendrils at the hot nun.
Oh, it's not we're talking again, voices. You seem to know a lot about what's going on here. Are you some kind of divine being?
You hear a noise that sounds. You hear a noise that
this the one
sounds like
who's
something
answers?
gargling.
The young sister turns around. Is this one that needs the exorcist?
Yeah, I'm looking for an exorcist. He had a few questions to ask.
What are you needing to ask, my child?
Specifically, supernatural banishment.
Supernatural banishment.
Yeah, when you
That is-
walk up and she starts talking, Father O'Malley just kind of clasps his hands in front of him, just sort of watching what's going on.
she's being very friendly.
I mean, you just kind of going dry, don't you? Just
innocent
immediately
friend.
asking for the secrets to an
Innocent.
exorcism.
Yeah, but she's
I-
thinking
No
it
build up, not
does-
even a name, just
does
Kane's gonna look
Nathaniel
back.
need the exorcist because he's the one who's talking to the air.
Kane's gonna look back. I've got my reasons.
Yeah, but
like-
once it's supposed to have Francis doing the crazy stuff. Woohoo!
To be fair, the space is kinda empty, so sound travels. And she's got good hearing, so she picked up on the question about the exorcist.
Yes, she did.
Ah,
But
Igor, you got any pills?
Huh?
Igor, you got any pills?
He'll kind of just hold out a vial.
It's funny because like the entire time, like when we went in, you guys would see Cain visibly stiffen up, like he just does not want to be here.
Oh no, believe me, Nathaniel has picked up on this. It's more just a matter of like Nathaniel just like wants to see this train wreck play out, so he's gonna take a step back, sit in a pew, and eat those pills like they're popcorn.
You honestly
Careful.
get the exact impression that that is exactly what O'Malley's doing as well.
so, you were asking about an exorcist.
Yeah, pretty much. And Kane's gonna look back at Nathaniel. Him, honestly, I don't know if he needs one or not. He's been hallucinating voices all night.
he's been huffing some chemicals. Don't worry about it.
Has he had a little bit of too much slush?
Probably.
I resent that accusation, sir.
No, you
Alcohol is
resemble
illegal.
that. No, you resemble that accusation, sir, except with drugs instead of the other illicit substance.
I mean, if you need some help, we could help you.
Yes,
In some
Cain
way?
needs help right here. Go ahead, sir.
I just need more information on how to perform a banishing ritual.
Is there a reason why you are specific about wanting this banishment ritual?
Damn, I don't know, like, because I'm thinking to myself, like, well, you know, hold on, obviously, like, exorcists, like, given that fact that if he's looking for an exorcist, they know that demons exist, correct?
Yes.
Let's just say I'm an exorcist for hire, more or less, and I'm looking just to get some more information on one.
You're an
To be
exorcist
fair-
for you have not done you've done an apprenticeship?
To be fair, like this is the time that you would have like people like they go to places because someone is screaming about the voices and they perform an exorcism.
You know
I'm
what?
not screaming at all. I'm sitting in a pew.
Yeah, well, I mean, this is literally that thing. This is the kind of time where it would not be out of character. You know, it wouldn't be out of the standards for someone to literally come to the church with someone who they believe is, you know, is touched essentially by, you know, some kind of demonic stuff.
You know what?
So they literally take them to the church, like, oh, can you
Kane's-
help me because this person's clearly crazy.
Kane's
Like,
gonna-
nowadays, we know that they have mental instability and they need specific treatment.
I'm gonna have a little
Of
bit
course,
of
back then, you go and you take them to the church.
I
Yeah,
may
I'm
have to
actually having a little
contradict you, dear voice. As far back as the 1600s, you had to get confirmation from several men of medicine to confirm that a person is not merely under the effects of some combination of drugs or illness before an exorcism is permitted.
Well, I'm going to contradict you with the words alternate universe. Bite me.
You win this time, voice.
Uh,
it just
to be
makes
fair,
it much easier that we don't have
be
to have
fair,
this action for
I
2
love
years.
I love the fact that Cain isn't exactly lying.
Well, yeah, you're being economical.
Yeah,
You're being
I'm not
economical
exactly
with the
lying
truth.
the fact that I'm effectively a exorcist for hire.
I like that.
Yeah,
I
I
like
mean-
that turn of phrase, actually. You're being economical with the truth. You're not lying.
Yeah.
You're just...
Yeah, because like it is that thing where you would somewhat hide your profession because like part of your profession is to keep the monsters at bay so that the people in general don't know that these things really do exist.
I mean,
You know,
To-
so
to go
technically
into
speaking, you
detail
are
of
doing the
apprenticeship.
same ideas.
to go into a detail of apprenticeship, I did train under someone for a few years. So, but I'd like to get more information on more or less a basic general banishment ritual.
You can also notice that every time you mention the word ritual, there's a slight kind of annoyed, like there's a very brief for like a moment. There's a slight sneer on O'Malley's face. Just it's kind of clear he doesn't like that word.
Cain's gonna like notice it and just. I mean,
And then expressly make a point of using ritual whenever he can.
Yup.
I understand, sir. Leaning on his cane, waiting for something interesting to happen.
So if that's possible, I'd like to get some more knowledge on that.
Yeah, O'Malley will kind of lean forward and say, "Oh, we do have a number of old texts in regards to certain processes, shall we say? So, what is it that you would like to exercise, if we may ask?"
In this just general like ghosts, demons, generalized banishment.
Each banishment is different. It's not always generalized. I know this for a fact as an apprentice.
Cain thinking to himself, yeah, but I mean a big ass sword can fucking banish him.
Perhaps.
That's
True.
Cain was thinking that to
It's
himself.
not exactly. Oh.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Does he say anything?
No.
in
No,
regards to
Cain
the big
was
ass
thinking that
sword?
to himself.
It's so. What type of demon, poltergeist, whatever you're looking to exercise?
I suppose a fire one would.
A fire
Yeah.
demon.
Yeah,
Is there a name to this fire demon, or just?
unknown currently.
You know, O'Malley just kind of steps forward then, and what makes you think there's a fire demon wandering the streets of Cambridge?
Oh, I'm not saying from here.
No?
I am a exorcist for hire after all.
Well, surely if you're involved with exercising things elsewhere, would those places not have their own? He
Oh,
kind
they
of pauses
would,
there.
but
Clearly,
it's-
he's looking for a word that the DM can't remember.
They would have their own exorcist, yes. However, I'm also just learning more for my own sake. Thinking of broadening in my skills.
Oh, that's,
You're not an
Brilliant.
apprentice. You've done this before.
I have.
Hmm.
I was an apprentice, I did say.
Ah.
and
Well,
if we may inquire, who did you train with? Like he's clearly kind of like you're talking about being an apprentice exorcist. What the fuck, my guy? You know, he clearly has a I do not believe a word you're saying look on his face. You can totally lie your ass off to this guy. He doesn't know.
Trying to think of a name. Then you know what? I have Cain's backstory on this one.
All right.
Boudreaux.
So you're saying this is backstory. So is this a real person in the character's backstory, or is this made up on the spot?
Technically, backstory / made up on the spot. I just had to think about it.
All right. So the point is this would be a real person in
Cain's history,
Cain's
yes.
history. All right. You know what? For this guy.
And good luck
High or
probably for
low?
him. Good luck for him probably knowing it, because you know what? That is not anywhere near a name that anywhere near Boston.
Well, just for the fun of it, high or low?
Hi.
Okay. He looks at you, and he's like, "Oh, Father Boudreaux. Ah, I see. You know what? I actually want to request a roll from you. I need to double check the thing here. What is? Let's see. What are your skills again? I would like you to think of it because I think it's
Because
appropriate.
I'm lying my
I think
ass
it-
off to the guys.
I think
I
I
need
want you
to-
to roll charm.
I was
but
about to
this
ask
is
that,
not
manipulate a
so
person.
much- Yeah, but this is not so much for you charming him. This is kind of like a reverse thing for you to pick up on something. Like I'm pretty sure you can use it in that way.
I mean, I don't. It would either that or investigate a mystery, which would be sharp.
I mean, I suppose you could roll sharp for it as well.
Yeah, go ahead, roll sharp.
I mean, it's kind of either or.
Could I argue to use one of my holds for it instead?
Yes.
Personally, I would advise not.
Okay, I will roll.
Only you notice that clues you in that he's bullshitting about recognizing that name is you pick up on the kind of shifty look he gives towards Sister Esther in case she knows who you're talking about.
And she definitely doesn't.
Yeah, so they have no idea who you're talking about.
Good, keep it that way. So, yeah, I apprenticed under him, but he did tell me at one point there was a possibility of catch-all ritual, a generic ritual for banishment.
Well, there are some overlaps, aren't there, sister?
Yes,
You
there
would
are.
like to know more than me.
Could you repeat that, please?
I'm looking
Over to Cain.
I'm looking for any information on overlapping rituals, anything that can be used for generalized banishment.
Well, if it's a generic demon, there always is one. But if it's a named demon, then it's entirely different.
Named or generic, it still hurts them either way.
Yeah, it will hurt them.
So it
But
still
unless
works either
you,
way.
I mean, the overlap will hurt. It just will not kill or remove.
Yeah, the point is, it still makes it lose its hold a little bit.
True. There might be a, depending on the type of, if it's a demon, if it's a poltergeist, if it's a ghost. Ghost is very easy because all you have to do is find something that they're holding on to, and then you can basically send them back to the light because of the fact that they no longer are holding. Poltergeists? Well, they're just angry. A little bit harder to handle them. They tend to be very mean. And if you want to deal with the demon, a basic demon, yeah, there's a possibility for that. It's not going to kill them, it's not going to banish them completely. But a basic
Just
one
enough.
will be available.
Just enough to make them lose their hold for however long, or enough to weaken them. Should help.
Well, it could weaken them, for sure. But if you want to do an outright, then the ritual is much longer than just a basic.
I'm fine with the basic for right now.
Alright, well, I do have some notes on the basic one. You might be able to find it in the library in the manor.
Would you care to show me the way, ma'am?
Of course. If that is okay with you, Father O'Malley.
Kind of looks between the members of the group for a moment, and yes, I suppose that wouldn't be a problem. And he kind of gestures to there's a set of double doors nearby that they've got like the glass inlays. You know, it probably used to be like into a dining room or something. You can see there's a bunch of like books and like crates essentially lined up. Again, a lot of the stuff is just like being used as storage spaces. And he just kind of gestures with a nod. Yes, by all means.
Alright.
I will leave them in your capable hands, my dear.
Thank you, Father. And she...
And I'm just going to point out
Lynn.
that as she turns and heads to go across, there's one thing you're clearly noticing. That outfit is entirely too tight.
Nah.
Nav, like I already told you, the sisters' vows are safe. Elle isn't there.
I don't know. I mean, Cain's there.
Cain is there.
Yeah,
Cain's too eggy.
There is this point where she is entirely
Oh no!
too
trust
attractive
me.
to be wearing that stuff.
Trust me, Cain's away from the priest now.
Oh no.
Yes,
Yeah,
I get the joke now.
He just kind of looks for a moment, and there's a brief kind of there's an ever so faint head shake, like for God's sake, and then he just goes over, back over to the little altar, picking up a notebook, and he's making some notes on stuff.
Man, I love how many places there are that we go to that are 24-hour.
I know, right? It's very convenient.
I mean, to be fair, I never at one point asked what time it was because I didn't care.
It's in the evening. I did say.
I
it's in
mean,
the
churches
evening.
are also generally open 24 hours a day.
This is true.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I
So-
mean, to be fair, O'Malley looks like he actually does want to go to bed at some point. He's probably been up way too long, so he's just making some notes.
He's been having nips of the parochial wine.
Oh no, he's been down in holy water like there's no tomorrow.
Oh, it's very, very holy water. Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
you get that impression. He's like the mayor of Engine, you know? I drink too much wine, therefore I need to take a piss. Pause and defect. Kind of comes across as one of those jackasses.
So she's rather chipper compared to some that could be around. And so, what got you into exorcisms?
I had a few family members that were, specifically my mother and father, were killed.
I see. Do you
So,
have?
I mean,
But
again, not a lie. Just be economic about it.
I don't know who this person that you chose to be apprenticed under, though. Are they from around here?
Oh, no. They're from Louisiana.
That would be the reason why we don't know. Unless he's a cardinal. I doubt it.
No, last I recall he wasn't.
So, Cain? Did you say your name?
Yes, my name is Cain.
Yeah, I don't know anything about anyone from Louisiana. That's probably why Father O'Malley didn't either. Anyway.
That's
So,
real nice. Drop him in
huh?
it. Just drop him in it. I mean,
To
Kate
throw him under the
100%
bus.
knows, but it's you confirmed it now. Oh no.
Just threw him under the bus.
At least he's probably too far away. Probably, I don't know if it was a parish or anything. It's not famous. Anyway, so here are the books. There are a few. Some of them would work. The others, you would have to have more specific, and no, you may not take these out of here.
That it's more than fine with me. I shouldn't be more than probably a few hours.
A few hours. You don't.
I'm a very fast reader.
Ah. Oh, I guess you're gonna spend the night then.
Wouldn't be the strangest place we've spent the night recently.
And your name is, sir?
Francis Lake.
Francis
I
Lake.
teach over at the college.
Which college? There are several.
What is currently being called MIT.
Oh, the new college. Got it. Yes. Well, she kind of gives a smirk. And you are you here for anything specific as well, Mr. Lake?
Following him,
Just following
making sure
him?
things don't get destroyed.
Oh, that's
Okay,
good.
what do you take me for?
Someone who walks into a place immediately sees something and whacks it.
Kane's gonna pinch the bridge of his nose. Says the one who took a gun out in the bar and loaded it.
Excuse me?
Nothing. Not
Yeah,
not
as
not to
you're
worry about
walking
it.
along a hallway, there's a guy busy painting over an old bit of wallpapering. You know, they're redoing some of the decoration. He just kind of looks like, "What the fuck?" when he hears you mentioning about Lake pulling out a gun in a bar.
You would think that this manor has not been in the Catholic possession for very long, because a lot of the things that are being done around the manor are still out of place for a Catholic church.
Yeah,
There's a lot of decoration and
Like,
repair
maybe
going
it's been
on.
within the last 9 years.
And he pulled out his gun.
So we start blasting. Just
So,
bang,
did you guys
bang,
quite-
bang, bang.
So, did you guys acquire
What's
this
her name
place in
again?
a fire sale? / default auction?
What's the
We inherited
what's the
it,
sister's name again?
Or what?
What's the
Sister
sister's name
Esther.
again?
Esther.
We inherited it.
Interesting.
It was given to us. And therefore, we are now here.
You're just taking advantage of the local resources. I can respect that.
It helps out the locals, would you not think? It does cost a lot to build a building. It's a sizable donation, I believe. It's a very,
Fair
very
enough.
pretty place. Unfortunately, the former owners are no longer with us.
So once they get in the library, Cain's gonna turn to Sister Esther. You know, I did lose my faith in religion many years ago, but perhaps, Sister, maybe you could show me that faith again.
Perhaps.
Francis pinches the bridge of his nose.
Oh, she is so innocent.
You know, I
She
may be
doesn't
a
doesn't
madman,
realize he's
but I am
even
also a teacher.
She hasn't even realized that she is so innocent. She doesn't realize he's hitting on her.
Well, that's the thing, Francis. Do you step in and say something, or do you let this happen?
Yes, I actually do. For whatever reason, the madman has to be the voice of reason.
What do you say? What do you say?
I'm afraid I have to stop you there, my friend, before you end up leading this relatively innocent maiden astray.
I'm sorry? I thought he wanted to learn more about faith.
Not the kind of faith you'll be preaching, my dear.
You're goddamn Flick, what are you? Some kind of 1920 Discord mod?
Yes.
I said I'm mad, not irresponsible.
Oh, that's
The way you
fucking
said that-
perfect. That is so perfect.
That he's a
No,
1920s. What?
Steve, that's
Oh
what
my
you said.
god.
You said this
Yeah.
fair maiden. Like, goddamn, what the fuck are you? Some kind of 1920 Discord?
Oh my god. In fact, he also wears a hat as well, so you can totally tips hat milady.
He does!
He does in fact do that.
Oh my god. Okay, right. I'm sorry I have to do this to you. Both Sister Esther and Cain totally take like a D50 of cringe for that. Both are immediately overcome with so much cringe that they just die on the spot.
And that's where we end it.
Oh my god.
Death by cringe.
Death by cringe.
The cringe is so hard that your teeth explode with the pain.
Did you really? Francis wouldn't be a responsible teacher.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I would assume by the statement a non-responsible teacher means there's totally several girls who are no longer attending the college due to you. That would
Getting
be being
away.
irresponsible.
No, I
There's a
said
lot of ways
being
to put
the
that.
being the responsible teacher.
Oh, being the responsible.
Francis
right, I
and
thought you said
responsible in the same sentence? God, that's terrifying.
Yeah,
Oh
he's
my
surprisingly good at the whole, celibacy thing.
Oh, so that's just a roundabout way to say that Francis does in fact get no bitches.
Oh, man.
Much. And he encourages his students not to get too irresponsible.
That's gotta go in the... What I said has to go in the meme.
Sure.
Memorable quotes.
Okay, so we're now officially changing the name.
All right. Well, let's. We are.
Let's
at
get
a
this wrapped
point-
up.
Yeah, let's get it wrapped up. So anyway, there are.
Let's end on L entering the building.
I don't think Elle wants to enter this building.
What, the apartment?
Oh, you enter.
Yeah,
the...
exactly. El's
Oh.
literally not heading to the church.
That's right. I was gonna say I don't think he wants to enter this building.
It's strange that L chose not to accompany us to the church.
I wasn't there when you guys decided to go to the church.
That's true.
Exactly.
There.
All right. Let's end with Elle going to the apartment and
And I kick in the door. No, just
no.
I mean, when you get to the address, it's literally just a small housing area. You know, it's just standard residential zone. There's a few houses getting some work done. There is an apartment block like a few streets away, but you know these are like, you know, the two bedroom houses. These are actual houses with gardens.
all right. Well, we'll try the front door. I'm expecting it to be locked.
It is.
Okay.
And
You
like
hear the
there are no lights on. Like the house, it does clearly look empty.
That's fine. I move around to the back.
I'm gonna be right
Is the
back.
back door also locked?
Yes.
Damn, the security conscious jazz musician. We
You
will.
kicking the door.
Yeah, we'll give a quick look, and then shoulder open the back door.
Are you like straight up pounding it in with your shoulder, or is it like a lean up and kind of just press and try and give it a quick? Yeah.
We're trying to be subtle at first.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. You are definitely strong enough. You can basically just punt the door, and you start hearing as you put some force into it. You can hear some like wood splintering, and then very quickly and relatively quietly, the lock on the inside just kind of pops. The piece of like the screws give in essentially, and everything just kind of open.
Well, slip inside, close the door over, and then like look for. I don't know what room am I standing in at the back?
I'm gonna say the kitchen. I'm gonna say the kitchen's on the back. So you come in. It looks like a generic kitchen. They have the checkerboard floor tiles. There's a small kitchen island that's got like a couple of things. It looks like the last meal here was a breakfast. You know, it looks like the place has been emptied the requisite amount of times. It looks like it was last used the morning Bleu left. You know, so there's an ever so faint just starting dust layer starting to appear on a couple of things.
All right,
But
we'll close
it's
the
just
door
a
over,
generic kitchen. Mm-hmm.
and we'll head to the bedroom. I really don't think what I'm going to look for is in the kitchen.
Alright,
Effectively, we are going to start searching room by room, looking for hopefully an address or a contact book.
Oh, when you head in to the bedroom, it just looks like a standard bedroom on first glance. Nothing really appears kind of weird. But as you're looking through stuff and you figure, well, it might be under the drawers, or you know, in the drawers for the nightstand, for instance. You go through those on the sides of the bed, and you go over to the cupboard, pull it open. As you look through stuff to see if there's any like boxes that might have stuff in them, because there are a couple of like sort of shoebox sized boxes sitting there. They're not exactly shoeboxes, but you know what I mean. Just kind of stacked in. Like there's some old family photos. There's a lot of stuff that basically you've got an orgy of evidence of this dude is French. You know, it's like you have no idea how anyone could ever not know that this guy's French if they ever saw it in his stuff. But in the process, you do, just for some unknown reason, you glance up at the corner and you notice that there's a folder that is obscuring a small box on the top shelf, and you kind of feel drawn towards it. That there's something off about it.
We retreat.
Kind of. It
Can I
feels
have a weird roll from you?
Sure. This is gonna go so well.
Actually, a good point. Yeah, I should ask for that, but you know. Ooh.
Okay, so he does feel this.
Yes, they do feel this. That when you reach up to that box and you shift the folder out of the way, you have a sensation of something old that feels like it shouldn't be here. Like it's, you know that feeling like when someone comes into your house and you're not aware of them, but like you feel it in your loins, essentially. That something is off.
Like off with the box, or just off with general vibes?
Off with the box.
All right. Well, we'll grab the folder and the box.
Yeah, the folder's completely superfluous. It was just placed in front of it. If you happen to look through it, there's like some newspaper clippings, and it's just like random, interesting stuff about things that happened in a small town in France. That is also, there's a couple pictures up on the wall, and one of them does actually have like a street sign in the back that matches it. So it's like literally, this is his hometown, essentially.
Okay. We shall open the box. What's in the box?
What's in the box? Well, there's the severed heads of his dogs.
No.
Yeah, fun fact, that's what was actually supposed to be in the box, but then the guy changed it for the better. So, yeah, when as you open the box, you get this feeling increasing until you actually take the lid off proper. And inside is a single rolled up piece of paper with a entirely too intricately designed looking, I don't know what the proper term is for it, but it's the ring that you put over the paper when it's rolled up. As I say, I completely forget the name of it.
Oh, you mean like you roll paper, then you slide this on it to keep it rolled?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know what? We'll deal with this at another location. We'll close the box and carry it with us, and we will look through some other. Just go through some of the other rooms just in case.
Oh, for the most part, as you look through the rooms, there's obviously signs of like one of the bedrooms would have been a bedroom, but he's set up as like a little place to practice his music. There's a few instruments, because it seems that he actually played about 6 separate instruments, apparently to a fairly decent degree, based on the reports that you were able to notice in the talent agency.
All right.
And
Demon deal is becoming more likely.
Well, I mean, the whole thing is this guy appears to the house. There's very little actually out of place. The main thing is that box. Essentially, everything else seems to just be a normal house. There's nothing else that immediately piques the interest, or oh, it turns out I found the secret sex toy drawer, or anything like that.
Nah, like I said, I'm looking for like an address or contact book, because why would a dude who goes out of his way to be so private randomly show up to a high-end party, other than to like perform?
Yeah. Well, after you check the upstairs, because it's got two floors, the bedrooms being upstairs, obviously. When you come down, you're suddenly smacked in the face with the realization he's got a little table next to the front door that has a book sitting on top of it that you completely missed going upstairs. And as soon as you open that book, contact lists.
All right, cool. We grab
phone numbers, addresses, and most of them, there's a lot of them at the start which are clearly being written in French. But as you flick through, you get about 10-20 pages in, you start seeing stuff in English being mentioned, and there's local, not exactly phone numbers, because you got to go through the whole agent system, but it's clearly for the American contacts, you get to that point, and yeah, there's like several different talent agencies. Star talent agency is circled, with a little dollar sign next to it. So, clearly marking this is who I'm getting my money through. And there's also a bunch of other stuff. You do notice that there is a phone number or contact information for Miss White listed several pages before the end, and she's actually the last contact there. That's the only one that really sort of jumps out at you when you flick through it initially.
Well, we're gonna take that with anyway. We can
Yeah.
dig into this a little more later.
Yeah, you just slip it into a pocket or whatever, and it's yours.
Yep. Beyond that was really all I wanted here. So yeah, we're just gonna slip right out the back door again.
And you're taking the box as well?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Well, with that, I'm gonna bounce for the night.
Well, that's a good place to end, actually. So
We hop in the Mercedes and we head back to the archives because this box need to get under lock and key now.
so you have an idea of what that is?
It's weird. That's enough.
That's
Well,
true.
Interestingly enough, the perfect spot to end this is actually as you pull up to the archives and you head in, go straight through. Jack basically like, yeah, sure, whatever. Just knocks the door open as you walk through. Clearly, I have a purpose because you're walking in with this box. As soon as you head down into the actual secret part of the location, you immediately can smell the scent of burning wood, and there's someone shouting about a fire, and that's it.
Do I want to end this funny or do I want to end this on the note you want it to end on?
I don't know. What do you want to do that might be funny?
As soon as somebody says just fire, I will pitch Bridger and go, Cain!
Yeah, that's the perfect thing. Yeah, there's a researcher rushes across the hallway, like several doors down. So, oh
With a
god,
fire
the
bucket.
fire! Yeah, he
Joke's on
runs
you.
across.
I'm not even there.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Yeah,
why it's funny.
Cain does that, shouts, and that's where the screen goes blank. To be continued.
Hey,
Yep, right
it
there.
goes over to Cain sneezing. I feel like I'm being yelled at.
Are your ears burning?
No, just the archives.
And
From the
with-
pricking of my
and-
thumbs, something
and-
wicked this way comes.
And with all of that, this is KarsaKKWx. Karsa's my name, KKWX is my empire. Here with my friends for Waystone Mysteries. We will come with you with another story next time. Goodbye!